Good morning, YouTube. Today is June 18th or 17th. Today's June 17th. And this is episode 13. As you can see, I've got a truckload of parts in the back. And I don't know if you guys can see in the box or not, but I'm actually in a friend of mine's Chevy dually. It's probably a 95 or so, 94, 95. Good running truck. Anyways, I got a call from the machine shop yesterday after I've been trying to get a hold of them for the last week, wondering what's going on. And they said that no matter what, no ifs, ands, or buts, no matter how late he had to stay last night, that he would have my stuff done this morning. So, here's hoping that he's got it done. And my plan is, if he does have it done, to have the motor back together today. 90%, 99%. Hopefully I can get it back in. But anyways, this is probably going to be a long episode because I'm going to see how much video it takes to reassemble this motor, and I'm going to try to speed it up as much as I can in some spots, but bear with me. It should be an interesting day. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning now, so we'll see how long this takes me. Stay tuned, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, we got good news. We've got some parts. The head turned out great. Just gonna flip it over so you guys can see here. Oh shoot, hold on. Gotta get the cardboard off the bottom here. I just got back here to my buddy's shop, and needless to say, it's hot as hell outside. It's about 90 degrees, probably maybe a little warmer, 92. And there you go. Looks good all the way across. Nice and smooth, and brand new valves, guides, and seats. But anyways, it's about 90 degrees and 100% humidity, so it's hot. Here's the block here. He went ahead and pressed the sleeves in for me. Everything looks pretty good. They did pull the studs out. One they twisted off, so they had to drill it out and put an insert in there, but no big deal. We'll get it back together, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. The flywheel's all resurfaced and ready to go, but I'm going to start with getting this throwout bearing in first and foremost. Brand new throwout bearing. I'll start with getting that in, and then I'll put the main bearing on the back of the block and put that on the stand, and then I'll start putting the block back together. But for now, I'm going to pause the camera just so I can get this throwout bearing in real quick, get the tarp off, and then put that rear main on and put it on the stand, and then we'll go from there. Alright, stay tuned. Well, we got the motor mounted on the stand. Sorry for the fan noise, but it's hot. Let's see. Right now, I threw all the studs in. I've got the oil filter mount on. Next thing, I got to throw in the main caps, or the bearings I should say, throw in the crank, and then I can put the front cover plate on. And then from there, I will put the cam in, and maybe the lifters after that. No, I'll probably put the cam in and then the pistons. So that way when I tip it upside down to tighten the pistons, the lifters don't fall out on me. So we're making progress. It's so darn hot, man. Whew. I don't know, it's just hot. Slow moving. I don't know what time it is, maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock, so I've been at it for a couple hours now. I haven't made much progress, but it took forever to kind of get stuff organized here. So I'll throw the crank in real quick, and then we'll go from there. All right. Alright guys, well, we got the crank in pretty quick and easy, and we make sure we use a lot of assembly lube. You can use engine oil or assembly lube. I like to use this Permatex Ultra Slick. It's a little bit thicker than normal engine oil, but the main caps are set to be torqued at 100 foot-pounds. So we're going to go ahead and do that. There's one. There's two. Three. Four. 5, 6, and we'll go through them again, make sure they're all torqued. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's torqued. Make sure everything turns okay. Oh yeah, like butter. Now, I don't know if whoa, almost dropped you. How's that for catching? I don't know if I showed you guys, but I had the front plate mounted on. I had to take it back off because you can't put the crankshaft in with that front plate on. Reason being is this is where the crankshaft goes through. So onward with the plate. After we get that plate on, I'm going to put the camshaft in. So I'm going to go ahead and set this camera down for a second here. That looks like as good a spot as any there. There's 2 dowel pins on here. I know this is a little bit over, so we'll put the cap in place. Now what's special about this front plate is they've got these keeper washers, these lock tabs. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little L on one side here, and that's going to go in this groove. So the L goes inside that groove here, here, and then by the cam bearing, one goes here with the groove here, one goes here with the groove here. And you can kind of see where they were because it's wore into the block a little bit on both of them. So we'll put those bolts in, slide the cam in, make sure that's timed. Our timing mark is easily visible right here on the crank. So we'll just rotate that into the position for the cam and then go from there. There is a gasket that goes between this sleeve and the block. So don't forget to put that gasket on. I've got to locate a hammer, a smaller hammer than what we were using, because they've got some tabs we have to bend against those holes. Whew. Sure is getting warm. Okay. So now I'm going to put some groove in the cam hole here, in the cam area. Everything's good and moved on. Do a quick cleaning of this cam. There's a little bit of surface rust on the gears, so. Okay, we got the crank and cam timed. If you look real close, the single punch mark goes with the single punch mark on the crank and cam, and then there's a double punch mark, which is where you time the magneto drive housing. There's an idler gear that goes here between the crank and the governor, and there's a pin on the back of the on the back of the idler gear, right here, on the bushing I should say. And that pin is going to go in this hole. So when you put it on, it's going to look like that with the idler gear. There is no timing marks on the idler gear. There doesn't have to be. It's just to run the governor. So as long as the governor is turning, the idler gear is doing its job. So, and I've already got some lube on that. And every time I assemble something, I always make sure that everything still turns freely. So we'll go ahead and do that. Move the silk. Make sure my timing marker lined up here. That way when I put the governor housing in the other side, I don't have to turn the motor, hopefully. So, I think what I'm going to do next is I'll throw the pistons in, and then the oil pump, and from there, I can't put the bottom half of the main bearing on, or the main rear seal, while it's in the stand, because I can't get to the bolts that run up from, well, it would be the top side of the motor. There's two vertical bolts, one here and one here, and they come from the other side. But as you can see, the bolts for this engine stand are in the way, so I'm going to have to put the motor on the cherry picker again in order to get that rear main fully installed. So we'll go ahead and get ready to throw the pistons in. I still got to put all the rings on, so, and I still got to put the pistons on the rods too. But we'll get that taken care of and go from there. All right, making progress here. Okay, well, we got the new pistons and rings mounted on the rods, new rod bearings, and I got also new keeper tabs, or rod bolt lock tabs as they call them. But I'm gonna go ahead, and I didn't put lube on everything yet because I didn't want to touch my camera after I used that assembly lube. It's pretty sticky stuff. But I'm gonna lube the cylinders all up, lube the ring compressor, and work my way from number 1 cylinder all the way back. So we should be doing pretty good here. If you guys can kind of see, I'll do one, and then after that, well, you get the picture. Drop the bolt. Hands ripping my glove. Darn it. What sucks about it being so hot out is your hands sweat and you can't get these gloves on. I need to figure out what I did with that assembly lube. With these piston rings, when you put them in, you want to make sure that you stagger the gaps on the rings. That way they're not all lined up. If they're all lined up, they're not going to do their job as far as sealing goes. Go. Just tighten the piston ring compressor, and the pistons are marked front. So right on the top it says front right inside here, and you have to make sure that your rods are orientated correctly. So we slid that down in. What I'm going to do is turn the crankshaft out of the way. So when the rod drops, it doesn't just score the journals of the crankshaft. And then we just tap it down into place. Like that. Now I'm not going to put the caps on. I'm just going to leave them in line so I can move down each piston. And I'll keep going. Here's what it looks like. And when you tap these down in, you want to use either like the rubber handle end of a hammer or the wooden end. These are aluminum pistons, so I prefer to use rubber. It's not going to mark up the tops of the pistons. But we'll work our way down the line and then give you another update. All right? Well guys, I didn't get a whole lot more done. I got the pistons in and torqued. I got the lock tabs bent over. I still have to put safety wire on the main bearing caps. I mounted the oil pump. It's just 2 bolts. It slides down, meshes with the cam inside there. But basically, I only got about 2 hours of sleep today, and I'm starting to feel a little sick from this heat. It's about 5:30 now, so I cleaned up. It looks like it's gonna pour anyways. So I'm gonna go home. This is gonna have to be a to be continued. It's too hot. I haven't had enough sleep. I got quite a bit done. Basically, I'm at the point now where I have to pull it off the engine stand and put the rest of that rear main seal on, and put the valve lifters in, put the side covers on, water jacket cover and the lifter cover, and get the front end timing cover all buttoned up. Crankshaft pulley, put the oil pan on. Oh, I got to put the magneto housing on too, so, or the magneto drive rather. But it's kind of a mess in here. I don't typically leave it like this, but I'm just, like I said, I'm not feeling good at all, so I'm gonna go home and take a cold shower, and soonest I can get back here is probably gonna be Monday to work on it again. So, and it's supposed to be really hot this weekend. We're talking mid-90s, I think. But didn't get as much done, but hey, we got the motor back and we're making progress and getting it back together. So little by little, you know, it's kind of how it goes. And I'm sorry I didn't show a whole lot of the process, but it's essentially the same as tearing it apart, only reverse. And yeah, I don't know, it's hot. I guess I wasn't used to the heat yet, but well, I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways, the little bit that I got you. I'll make the next episode a little bit longer here. That'll be episode 14 already. So hope you guys enjoy, keep watching, and can't wait to hear this thing run. See you later.